Hello, it's Miss Beatty here, and today we are learning to identify equivalent fractions. This is a follow-on from yesterday's lesson, so it's just building on our understanding and just giving us that little bit more practice with equivalent fractions, okay? Equivalent fractions we know are two fractions that are equal or represent the same amount, okay? So they are equal and they are the same fractional value. Here we have a circle that is cut into quarters, but we also have another circle, okay, that is cut into 2/8. Now they look similar in terms of how much is shaded in, but this circle is cut into 8 parts and this circle is cut into 4 parts, but actually their value is the same, okay? Because if I was to use 2, and I said 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. It's 2/8. And if I was to divide 2 by itself, 2 divided by 2, the answer would be 1. And how many 2's go into 8? The answer would be 4. So 2/8 is the same as a quarter. Let's look at another example. So here we've got two shapes, okay? We've got a half and we've got 2/4, and we can see a half is cut straight down the middle of our circle, and 2/4 again, it's cut down straight down the middle, but also along horizontally as well. But it is the same fractional value, because if I used 2, again, 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4. 2 divided by 2 equals 1, 4 divided by 2 equals 2. So that would be 1/2, which is the same as saying a half, okay? We've got half here, 2/4 here, but they are the same. They are equivalent to each other. Like this example, we've got a third. We've got a circle that is cut into 3 equal parts, a third. And we've got a circle that's cut into 9 equal parts, 3/9. Okay, so let's color in 1/3. There's 1/3 colored in. And let's color in 3/9. 1, 2, 3. And actually, if you have a look at the two of them, you can see that they are the same value. The chunks look the same. The parts look the same. And if I was to do 1 times 3, the answer would be 3. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3, which is a third. So these shapes and these fractions are equivalent to each other. Now, I'm thinking that once I go through some examples, you can pause the video and have a go at some of them on your own, and that will form as part of your lesson today. Let's look at this example here. We have got 2/4. We've got 4 parts in total. Our denominator is 4 and our numerator is 2. So I need to shade in 2 pieces to make 2/4. So I've got 2/4 now. And I know I've got 8 parts in total, and now I need to work out what my numerator is going to be. So if I have a look here, 2/4, what else could that be equivalent to? So I'm going to use my 2 times table. I'm going to multiply my numerator and my denominator by 2. 2 times 2 I know is 4. So I write 4 on top, and I know that 4 times 2 is 8, and it's already written. So I now need to shade in 4 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you have a look, it is straight down the middle. So I know that 4/8 is equivalent to 2/4, which can be reduced even more because 2 divided by 2 equals 1. 4 divided by 2 equals 2, which is a half. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, which is 2/4. And we've actually just simplified that. We've made it even smaller, okay, and turned it into a half. Or bigger, rather. This example, let's see if you can manage to work out our numerator for this equivalent fraction by yourself, okay? So we know that this is a half, so I'm going to shade in a half. What else is a half equivalent to? What else is a half equivalent to? So I want you to write down your answer, pause this video to work out, shade in the fraction, okay, once you've worked it out, and tell me what the equivalent fraction for this numerator is. Have a little think. What could you multiply your numerator by and your denominator by to get your equivalent fraction? So have a go at question number 4 on your own. This example here, again, we've got 6 equal parts. So we've got 6 parts in total, and it's asking for a 6th. So we just need to shade in one piece. Okay, one piece of this circle. This is a 6th of our circle has been shaded in. Now, a 6th also has an equivalent fraction. Okay, now you need to work out what this equivalent fraction might be. I will give you a clue. The denominator is always going to be the number of parts there are. Okay, so the denominator is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's going to be 12 under here. Let's see if you can work out what the numerator might be. What might the numerator be? Multiply our numerator here by a number and multiply your denominator by a number, and you will find out what your equivalent fraction is. And then you can shade in the number that is on top of the fraction, the numerator, to tell you the fraction of the shape. We'll do question 10 together. So we've got 3/5, okay? 5 pieces in total, so that's our denominator, and I need to shade in 3 parts of the shape, 3/5 of the shape. There we go. And now I want to work out the equivalent fraction for 3/5. Now I'm going to work out the denominator simply by counting how many total parts I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I know, okay, that my denominator is 10, okay? Now I want to work out how much of this circle I should shade in, okay? What fraction of this circle should I shade in? Right, I am going to use my, let me have a little think, my 2 times table, and we'll see if that works, okay? I'm going to multiply my numerator and denominator by 2, okay? 3 times 2 I know is 6, 5 times 2 I know is 10, which we've already got at the bottom. I'm going to move the star, and I'm absolutely correct. It is 6 tens. So I'm going to shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tens. And you can actually see that this value, 3/5 that's shaded in, is equivalent to the 6 tenths that I've shaded in for this shape as well. So 3/5 is equivalent to 6 tenths. And if I was to do 6 divided by 2, I know my answer is 3. And if I was to do 10 divided by 2, I know my answer would be 5. So 6 tenths is equivalent to 3/5. Now let's look at this example together, because this is where it gets a bit trickier. And I want you to try these ones on your own. When you pause the video, I want you to try these on your own, but I'll explain how to, I'll give you some clues before I ask you to do it independently. Some questions might give you a diagram to help you. It doesn't always help everyone, but some people are very visual learners, so it helps them. So question 1 is asking you to write the equivalent fraction and use the diagram to help you. And that's of course optional, but so it's up to you. Right, what is 2/8 at? What is an equivalent fraction for 2/8? Right, well, let me have a little think. I can use 2 because I know 2 goes into 2 and 2 goes into 8. So I can use my 2 times table to find an equivalent fraction here. So 2, I could use, let's use division for this one. 2 divided by 2, okay, I know is 1. And how many 2's go into 8? 2 times what is 8? The answer is 4. So 2/8 is equivalent to a quarter, okay? It is a quarter. And if I did 2 times 2 to get 4 and 2 times 8 to get 16, that's absolutely fine as well. It is still an equivalent fraction. But if you were to look at 4/16, it is the same as saying 2/8, which is the same as saying a quarter. All of those fractions are equivalent to each other. Right, 3/4. What's an equivalent fraction of 3/4? So I could do 3 times, let's have a little think. I can't use my 3 times table to divide into 4 because that just wouldn't work. And I can't use my 4 times table to divide into 3. So I'm going to multiply both of these numbers by 3 to get my answer. So 3 times 3 and 3 times 4. I know 3 times 3 is 9, so my numerator is 9. And I know that 3 times 4 is 12. Okay, and if I did 9 divided by 3, how many 3's go into 9? The answer would be 3. How many 3's go into 12? It would be 4, which is 3/4. So I know that 9/12 is equivalent to 3/4. Let's look at a half. I can use my 2 times table here. Okay, I can multiply my numerator by 2 and my denominator by 2. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and I know that 2/4 is equivalent to a half because 2 divided by 2 is 1 and 4 divided by 2 is 2, so it's a half. So I know I'm definitely correct. A quarter, let's have a little think here. You know, I can use 2 again to work this answer, so I can multiply my numerator by 2 and my denominator by 2 to get 2 times 1 is 2, okay, and 2 times 4 is 8. And I know that that is definitely equivalent to a quarter because 2 goes into 2 once, so it would be 1. And 8 divided by 2, or how many 2's go into 8? The answer is 4, which is a quarter. Now I want you to work out what fractions are equivalent to these ones here. So 3/6 is equivalent to what? 10/20 is equivalent to what? And 14/21 or 21s is equivalent to what? Okay, these are slightly challenging, so it's good to challenge ourselves. We learn a lot more when we do that. I'll give you a clue using your division and your times table skills to work this answer out. Think about what times table goes into both of these numbers. Okay, so I would think about using division for this one here. Okay, 10/20. Again, I would think about using division, okay, because what number goes into both of these to find out what an equivalent fraction might be for this question. Okay, think about this one here. Now, 14 goes into itself, but does 14 go into 21? No. So you're going to have to think of a different number that goes into both of these numbers. Okay, so use division again. What times table goes into both of these? Now, 2, you might be thinking 2 goes into 14, yes, 7 times, but does 2 go into 21? No, it does not. It has to be a number that goes into these numbers equally. So really have a think, okay? I'll give you a clue. It's a times table that is bigger than 5 that goes into both of these numbers. And when you figure that out, you will get your equivalent fraction. Equivalent fractions are very similar to simplifying fractions, which just means to make a fraction into its simplest form. Okay, but that's for another lesson, and we'll go into that in a lot more detail next week before we move on to our next topic. I hope this video has helped. I will post 1 or 2 activity sheets to do with our shapes that look like this, okay, and they ask us to find our equivalent fraction. Okay, remember to pause this video and rewind it and answer the questions that I've said to try and do independently. And remember, you can only try your best. And if you are finding it very difficult, like I said, it just takes practice. Okay, so ask for help if you need it. Send me an email if you need any help, or send me a question on Teams. Myself and Miss Malacy are always here to help you. Okay, so hopefully you can try this independently, and I hope this video has helped. Bye.